Aha! There we go. That is a very clunky way of setting things up, but hey. Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? I can see all the chats. Looking good. Alright. So, if you haven't guessed already, this is the first time we are live streaming without the use of Google Hangouts, because that service, well, Google Hangouts isn't actually going away until 2020, but Google Hangouts on Air, which uploads to YouTube, is gone. It disappeared on August 1st. So, this is the first time around that we're live streaming using the new system, which uses OBS to record a Discord call, and still waiting in on people to join, but they should be here any minute. I'm gonna be right back. Hello. I'm gonna be right back. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna close my door so we don't get any dogs barking. Be right back.
Okay, guys, this is a new thing we're doing.
And I'm back. Hello. All right. So right now my
it says production crew meeting. It's a production crew meeting. Yikes.
Oh, it does? My bad. That's okay. I'll just rename it. That's no big deal. It says production crew meeting. My bad. Well, at least now you know. At least everybody knows how we label our meetings. So hold on. No, what do we call this? My life as a teenage robot rebooted. Public live stream number 31. There we go.
Wow.
Oh, better.
Like, wow, that was
it's okay.
Way,
it's fixed now.
Way close.
I know there's not even a possibility of leak. It was just a title. It's just a title. It was the same. Hey, I gotta plug in my little tablet thingy. Okay, so for those who also don't know, again, this new system, we can no longer share screens. We've attempted to find a new system of sharing each other's screens. We have yet to find a stable one.
Maybe you guys could actually help us out.
Yeah, if you guys know of any screen sharing services that goes beyond the person broadcasting the stream, we'd be greatly appreciated. I already got my tablet. In the meantime, though, how we're going to handle it is if we need to share something that's on someone else's screen, that person's going to take a screenshot of it, and then we have a meeting chat in the production crew Discord that only we have access to, where they would send it, and then we'd be like, oh, here, and then I can share it to everybody. All right, and now I just need to find my...
So no more duels?
For the time being, no more drawing duels or whatever we called those. But as soon as we figure out a way of screen sharing again, that'll be a possibility. Which I cannot find my bloody little tablet pen. Oh, there it is. All right, I see it.
Your bloody rotten little pen.
Okay. Now I can actually open up Krita, the drawing program, so you don't have to look at Google, the new tab for Google.
Okay, who puts icons of watch cartoons online in the last two underneath the Gmail and the YouTube and the Google Help thing and the YouTube and the Discord and the Google Drive. Maybe have a private draw pile, says Murray Girl.
Can you guys see the live chat by any chance?
Yeah, I see it. I actually have the live stream up.
Oh, okay. I just want to be sure. Because I want to be sure that I wasn't the only one who sees everything. Alright. I got my tablet open. Now I just need to open up Krita. Okay.
Okay, Morigal is actually suggesting like a private draw pile.
A private draw pile. Is that
like Draw piles like a software, but anyone can draw on it.
Possibly. The goal is though to have separate documents though. We're not trying to work out together on the same image, though that might come in handy draw pile for later productions or like for like backgrounds and stuff, some behind the scenes work. But if we're talking about the drawing contest thingies that we did, we have to have like separate documents so we don't see what each other is doing until the end, where we can screen share our screens. Oh yes, questions on the animatic. The animatic is going to be released at the end of summer, early fall-ish, somewhere in that like time period. It's not going to be late fall. It's going to be like late summer, at the end of summer, early fall-ish. That's our target date. It's always been that. Summer break is ending, but summer, the season is not ending yet. So we're talking about the season. There was a little bit of a mix-up earlier about some people thinking we meant the break. No, we meant the season. Let's see. All right, got a new file going here. All right, now I can start screen sharing something else. Hold on. Yeah, I know. I haven't switched screens yet. It's a little bit more tricky now to switch screens, but create. There you are. Bingo. Oh, and evidently YouTube is also telling me that there may be buffering. So just
I don't see any buffering right now.
All right, but it's just saying that it will experience buffering. It's saying, but oh well. All right, so let's see any questions immediately. Any thoughts on the MCU losing Spider-Man? Ooh, that's a hot take. Honestly, I think we're just they're in the middle of negotiating right now. I highly doubt we have seen the end of MCU Spider-Man. He's too profitable. And if not, and if he never joins the MCU, I mean, he's still with Sony and Tom Holland and everybody had a contract with Sony. They did not have a contract with Disney. Fun fact, by the way, Sony was the one who financed those Spider-Man solo movies. Disney financed the Avengers stuff, like when he appeared with in Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. They financed all that, Disney did. But when he was solo in Homecoming and Far From Home, that was completely Sony's money going into that project. And all those actors worked for Sony. So,
except when Tony Stark actually went through.
That was still Sony. I'm like Sony. I mean, I'm sure that there was like a deal made also with Tony Stark and everything, but I guarantee you that that was also Sony hiring Robert Downey Jr. Under their studio, because Marvel Studios was still attached to it per the deal of Sony and Disney, but Sony was the one who hired everybody and financed those movies and paid everybody. Those Homecoming and Far From Home were Sony's productions, and Disney just had a 5% revenue take on it because they had the MCU attached to it, and they had the MCU actors come on board and stuff. But when the MCU actors came on board, they still had to be hired through Sony to do that. So, if we never see Spider-Man cross over with the MCU again, that doesn't mean we are seeing the end of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, because Tom Holland still has, I think, 2 other movies signed on with Sony. So Sony would just be making some solo Spider-Man movies on their own now.
I wonder if it has anything to do with Sony purchasing Insomniac, which is the game studio that made the new Spider-Man game.
I don't know if that's the case, but what I do know is that this is...
That's a weird coincidence.
Yeah, I do know, though, that this is 100% Disney's fault. Well, maybe a little bit of Sony's fault for maybe not being more flexible on a deal, but... the previous deal that they had in, 2015, 2016, somewhere in there? I think 2015, because 2016 is when Civil War released. The deal was that, like I said, Sony would fund the solo movies and would allow Spider-Man to cross over into the MCU, those larger movies that are financed by Disney. And if it's a solo movie where it's like largely about Spider-Man, Sony would finance it and take a 95% cut of the box office revenue, and and then Disney would get a 5% cut. This whole ordeal started with they had to renew the contract because contracts expire. Disney came to them and said, "No, we want 50-50 now. We want to make 50-50 profits. You take 50% of the cut, we take 50% of the cut." And Sony's like, "No, we finance those movies." And rightfully so, because they would be losing money if they were to do that. And Sony offered, "How about we just continue the deal that we've been having now for a couple years?" And Disney was like, "No," and left the table. And then Sony offered a counter deal on top of that, which I'm fairly certain was, I have to look up this new deal that they offered recently. It was something like Disney would take something about 35%. 35% merchandise was going up between somebody. The article I read said Sony was offering 35% merchandise, but that doesn't make sense because Disney owns 100% of the merchandise rights for Spider-Man. Sony just owns the film rights to Spider-Man, that's the only thing they own. So that I think the article was worded weirdly, and it meant to say that Sony was saying, "Okay, we'll do the 50-50 deal, but that means we get 35% of the merchandise rights as well, or the merchandise revenue to counteract that, because the merchandise makes way more money than the MCU movies do." But Disney said no to that too. So this is largely Disney's fault. So yeah.
Business.
Exactly, lots of business. Meanwhile, Legendary and Toho are having a jolly old time with Godzilla, and they got nothing going on right now. Disney and Sony are going through a divorce, and Legendary and Toho Pictures are all like, we're having a happy old time.
Oh dear.
Hello, Teenage Robot Rebooted. How things with you? Things are good, new storyteller. I'm sorry, I did say Michael? Mitchell McCullen. Oh my god. Mitchell McMullen. Why do I always put a K in your name? He's got 2 questions. Shoot away.
And for the people asking how the progress is with the reboot, we got an entire season of scripts written.
Yeah.
We're
Pretty
almost
much.
got that completed though.
Yeah, we're still working on that season finale, but the rest of them are all done.
Whatever, we're almost done.
Oh yeah. We're in the 3rd act. I think the last time we were still in the 2nd act, if memory serves. The last live stream we had.
A month ago, yeah.
Yeah, we were still in the 2nd act, and now we are in the 3rd act. We're in the 3rd and final act, so we're just getting the last section of that script done, and then it'll be completely written, and we never have to look at the damn writing document again until season 5. So that'll be a joyous occasion. There'll probably be like a woohoo video or something.
Okay, Mitchell McMullen asks, "Are you ready for Disney Pixar Onward and DreamWorks Trolls World Tour?"
Scripts you stole from Sam.
I would say Pixar Onward. I'm indifferent to. I mean, I'll probably see it because, people I know really want to see it.
I have not heard of it.
It's basically fantasy movie meets suburbia. So you got like elves and dwarves and unicorns and stuff and centaurs living in suburbia with like homes and cars and stuff. There's no humans. They are just
Interesting.
there's no such thing as humans in this world. Apparently, there's just
Oh.
mythical creatures living in suburbia. That one I'm indifferent to. I mean, I'll probably see it with some friends and family because they really want to see it. As for Trolls World Tour, I could care less about. I like DreamWorks, but they got to get back to making some more serious properties again. I mean, I know.
Yeah, like Shrek.
Oh no, no, but Shrek needs to stay dead. But I'm talking more, well, I mean, Kung Fu Panda, it sounds like a silly name, but they did tackle some really serious topics with those movies. Like, they had a lot of serious moments, even along with all the jokes. How to Train Your Dragon is a gold standard example of what potential DreamWorks has. I just wish they would do more of that stuff instead of, like, trolls. Baby. Or what was this? Boss Baby.
All right, question 2. Did you want to have Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door remastered on Nintendo Switch?
Never played it.
I never played it, but if they release it on Switch, I'll totally play it.
Yeah, I don't have a Switch, so. Woo!
I got one in May. It's nice.
All right. In the meantime, let's see what I can. I want to do some behind-the-scenes work. I'm trying to think of a character that still needs designing, or like tweaking or something. I can think of one right now, but we haven't revealed him. So, and I don't know if he should be revealed until his reveal episode. Hang on, let me. I'll ask in the meeting chat where it's only us. Hold on, 1 second.
Figured.
What do you guys think? Yes or no? You think? I mean, his appearance isn't really a spoiler. Like, it's not really.
I'm super on the fence with this one.
He plays an integral part later down the line. He does, but his reveal isn't really a spoiler.
But they're like, this is for the hardcore fans.
Well, yeah, this goes way back, but
deep into that lore.
Sorry I'm late, guys.
Although I guess he is. I guess in that sense, he is technically not a new character. He is a returning character, but he goes way back. You know, he's.
He's from another medium.
Yeah, he's not even from the TV show. He's from a completely different medium of Teenage Robot. I mean, I guess. No, you know what? I think we should, because it's not. He's not a spoiler character.
Then go for it.
He's not a spoiler character. He's not.
Yeah, let's.
He's not. It's not like he's a villain that we're gonna reveal and it's like, oh my god, you're gonna do that. No, it's. All right, so the villain we're talking about, I'll send up, so I'll drag in some concept art that's already been drawn of him right now, and the original drawing as well, of what we're basing him on. Let me find it. This is all sketchy stuff because we have yet to finalize his design, and we're still trying to tweak it to where we're happy. So everybody prepare for, sketchy drawing. That is not perfect yet.
Trust us, we're still gonna work on it.
Yeah. So we're still working on him. Alright, I just took a screenshot of it so I can drag and drop it into Krita here. Hanging in there, guys. I'm almost there. It's just that it takes a lot longer now because of this program. Alright.
I mean, there's a thing called a reference, like an image
Yeah,
reference tool.
There we go. I got it. This here, is that showing up? Yeah, it is. This fella right here is a very scary fella. His name is Gearhead, and teenage robot trivia. This is not the first time Gearhead is appearing in Teenage Robot history. He is from an issue of Nickelodeon magazine when Jenny was recounting her past weekend to her class. Gearhead is one of the opponents that she fought. Now, Gearhead does have a radical redesign here. We want to give him a little bit more of a new look because the original one kind of looks a little too much like the design where Jenny was absorbed by the cluster in that one episode. They just put a skull on his chest, and that was it. Everything else is kind of that design from Sister Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
So, Gearhead is giving a little bit of a redesign. Again, we're still not completely happy with him yet. This is not his final design. It's just a step in the right direction, but we're getting there. And I think what I'll do in this stream is that I will take this concept along with some other concepts that we drew recently of Gearhead, and try and come up with a newer look as well. So, yeah, that's a new villain, and he's an important villain too. He's not. Definitely not a one-off. So, no, it is not the Punisher. That is a problem we're trying to fix as well. Is that we all love the skull on his face, his chest, but it does look a lot like the Punisher. So we got to find a balance with him where his chest looks so mechanical, but it still kind of looks like a skull. And I will also. I will also bring up the original drawing of Gearhead, just for reference of what he originally looked like. Now, I will be completely honest. When we named Gearhead,
we don't know if that's actually his name.
Exactly. His name comes from Jenny calling him Gearhead. Like and specifically she says, "Eat wall Gearhead," as she hits him with a hammer. That could entirely be an insult name. Like Jenny was like making up an insult and then calling him Gearhead. But we like the name Gearhead so much, we just thought, that'd be cool, just a cool name for him.
I still have the magazine, I think.
Yeah, I got it loaded up right here for reference. So that's his original look. If everybody can see it, it's gonna
take me a while because I'm seeing the.
Yeah, it's essentially again, the Sister Sledgehammer episode. Jenny, when she was accumulated by the cluster, only they stuck a skull on the chest. And I think they also gave it those spiky brace thingies on the wrists.
Whoa, are you okay, Eric?
So yeah, I'm gonna take these reference images along with I can't bring up all my references and images, then I won't have room to show what I'm drawing. Hey, Teenage Robot, do you have the voice actors for the main characters? Yes, all the main characters have been casted.
Sure do.
The only ones that have yet to be casted are some side characters like Teresa, Aunt Wisteria, that sort of thing. But all the main characters like Jenny, Wakeman, Tuck, Brad, etc., they're all casted. Okay. Got my brush. All right. that layer, lock that layer. Okay. So, and then I also want to bring up 2 more references before I start drawing another version of this guy. Alright, I got these 2 references now. Okay, I'm still keeping an eye on the chat. Alright. Oh yeah, Tuck was casted, I think, a full year ago now. I think he was casted last August. Along with with Vexus.
Finally.
Alright, I got all my references. I'm looking at other references off screen right now, so just so I can like keep it all together. If I put them all in this single window, I would run out of room.
Oh no.
Okay, so the one thing we definitely wanted to keep with Gearhead was his big old crushing feet. We just made him digitigrade so he looks a little more intimidating. And then he's got his toesies that are big, big claws that you can draw with just a simple shape. And then split them up.
Now I have a question for all of you.
What?
Have you seen the Invaders Zim movie?
I have, yes.
No, I don't have Netflix. I don't
What?
have Netflix. No, I don't have Netflix.
Oh, that's interesting. I
It's
thought,
so good.
yeah, I thought the Invaders Zim movie was pretty good. I personally enjoyed Rocco a little bit better, but that's just me. I can't really put in a reason as to why I enjoyed it more.
I haven't seen that one.
But Invaders Zim was very good. I'm not saying it was a. I just personally I enjoyed Rocco more, but that was just me. I feel like I made his leg a little too skinny. It's gotta be bigger for the crushing. See, keep an eye on the questions too. What about Hey Arnold, the Jungle movie? I have not seen that one.
I've seen that one.
I have not. I was never a big fan. Even when I was younger, I was never a big fan of Hey Arnold. So when the Jungle movie came out, I mean, I supported it. You know, it's like, hey, check it out and stuff. But personally, I was never like a big fan of the series. So I wasn't very inclined to see it.
Yeah, well, me and my sister grew up on Hey Arnold.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. Oh yeah, don't
live in a Hey Arnold household.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was a bad series. It just never caught my eye, you know, as a kid. But
You know what's ridiculous? The Dora the Explorer movie, The Lost Sea of Gold.
Yeah, that's kind of silly how they made a live action movie of Dora.
And I don't care if it spoils or not.
Out of all properties to make live action movies out of with Nickelodeon, they chose Dora the Explorer.
The only time they went animated is, I mean, that's the only thing. Like,
well, I didn't even see it.
Spoiler alert!
I didn't even see it.
Animated segment. There's like an animated segment somewhere.
Oh, there is?
Yes.
All right. I'm probably still not gonna see it though. It's Dora. It's like I don't know why I would see it.
I'd probably give it a watch if it came out on Netflix.
Yeah, if it came out on Netflix, I'd probably watch it maybe out of curiosity, like just like what.
Yeah,
but
same. I just
I'm not.
Most of the Disney stuff, though, is going to be out. By the time Disney Plus comes in, I think I'm going to watch Disney Plus.
I'm probably gonna be sticking with Netflix personally. I feel like.
I mean, the Disney content is going to be removed from Netflix, so I'm going to.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they will be, but I just feel like even though that Disney is
fun.
going away, Netflix still has more content. Like yeah, we'll lose them. Yeah, it'll lose the Marvels and the Star Wars stuff. But it's not like Disney uploaded their animated movies on Netflix. Well, they did. I think they did with like stuff like Emperor's New Groove and stuff, and like some of the lower tier stuff. But they didn't never. It's not like they never uploaded Little Mermaid. They never uploaded like Lion King, stuff like that. So I never even used Netflix to watch that stuff. So yeah. And this is where I drew him too tall because I am about to run out of room.
Change the size of the thing if you have to. Change the canvas size.
I probably will.
Did you give him dinosaur toes?
Nope, this is still the big chicken leg thingies that the original one. Well, I mean, this one did. At least the one that I'm circling. The original one just had boots, and we just wanted to give him more crushing legs, more of like a. You can feel the impact of that as those claws like shift around when they hit the ground. You can feel that impact more than just a standard boot. I can hear my dog whining. That means someone's in the pool.
So are you going to see the Steven Universe movie?
Yes, I'm told. I mean, I watched the whole Steven Universe series, so like I watched it as it aired. So,
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna.
same.
I'm probably obliged to go to see the Steven Universe movie. Apparently, there's a rumor going around that I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but apparently it's going to stream with no commercials. It's just going to be like like an HBO movie where it's like they just play it, the whole thing.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
That's interesting. That's a first for Cartoon Network, I think. Because whenever they usually show movies and stuff, they load them with commercials.
You think they'll somehow make a reference to Teenage Robot?
I doubt it. The whole it looks like Jenny thing is widely just the animation community. And a little bit and Steven Universe community too. But I don't think it's large enough to hit the general public. Although to be fair, I don't think the general public much cares about Steven Universe either. So, it's mostly because they got like what the old series-itis right now. Okay, now this is where I take a look at that. Yeah, I've definitely run out of room.
Change the canvas size, dang it!
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that.
I've also... I also uploaded the concept that I did of gigahertz some time ago.
Mm-hmm. I'll take a look.
Including one that I did recently. That might be a good inspiration.
Yeah, I gotta zoom out here because I can't see what I'm doing now. Canvas size. Trim to canvas. Nope. Edit. Layer? No. Image size, please.
Just look at the manual online.
I'm looking at the template. No. Maybe it's in the image properties. Yeah, it's telling me the dimension. It's telling me the dimensions, but it's not giving me an option to change them. Scale image to new size. Here we go. Let's just double it, or at least double the height. Although I'm gonna run.
Gosh,
I'm gonna.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm looking at this already, and it's like glitchy.
Boom. Well, that kind of helped, but it scaled my drawing too. So now it's like, all right. Well, I can rescale this.
Mm.
Edit. The size thingy. I would like to scale this, please. Thank you. I might move his legs around too, because I kind of made his pelvic area a little too small. All right, I have more room now. Any questions that I'm missing? Yeah, Photoshop I still think is probably a better program, but Krita is a very good drawing program. Not gonna lie. It's very good. All right. Let's get some general shapes in, because I don't. His torso is the area that I'm most about. His head is gonna be tiny, because that's how you draw a big imposing character. Is you give him a tiny head and a gigantic chest. Yeah, I definitely gave him a way too tiny pelvic area. I need to give him bigger legs. Let me actually hide that layer and just sketch the basic shapes first, because that's probably a better...
we're gonna say this right now that Gearhead is gonna be silent. Plants 1,000 or 1,000,000. I think, yeah, 1,000,000.
What are you saying?
Plants 1,000,000 is asking, does Gearhead even talk?
Nope. Gearhead does not have a voice. Gearhead is a quote. It's like imagine the Terminator bot, and he's a silent robot that just shows up, does his business, and goes home.
Goes home to the wife and kids.
Yeah, little gearheads running around. I think I drew his right arm a little too large.
No, you're not interrupting. Tommy Geek.
Okay, cool.
This is a live stream, though. This is a first for you.
Yeah, we're public right now. This is live.
Oh, cool.
No, that's not a good. The hardest part with Gearhead is finding a happy balance with his chest and his skull. All the while still keeping him huge looking. Because you want to make it so like the skull isn't like jutting out, like it's obviously there. You kind of want to build it into the design of his chest. So it kind of looks like it's naturally there and not just like painted on.
I thought that the skull is his chest.
Oh yeah, it is. It's like his entire chest. That's what I mean. His entire mechanical chest would make up the shape of a skull.
That reminds me of you know, Brainiac. His entire spaceship is like a giant skull.
Oh yeah, it's like, isn't it like in the shape of his head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also with like Gearhead, I thought maybe like he would have like gears as like shoulder blades or something.
Yeah, like we've experimented with that before. I think we might be able to bring it back, and I can throw that in, like just experimenting. Right now I'm just sketching out the basic shapes of the guy.
Also, the face is a lot more techy than just giving him some eyes and a mouth.
Oh yeah, he does not have teeth or those eyes. It's like his eyes or his head, which is right up here. Because he doesn't speak. He's like I said, he's a robot that has a mission, shows up to complete that mission, and then does it. There's no reasoning with him. You can't talk him out of it. It's just he's here to complete his mission and go home. But so that to convey that, it'd be weird. The face is the idea is that it's just like a computer screen or like a little camera or something. So it doesn't express any emotion. It just like looks around and then moves forward.
I always thought that if Gearhead could talk, he'd sound like Skeletor.
Skeleton, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get you next time, XJ9.
9. I'm sorry, XG9. but I'm afraid you can't do that. Or I can't let you do that. I don't know how the quote goes.
It's both.
Oh, from Star Fox?
No, from Space Odyssey. Dave.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, not Dave. Hal. Hal. Dave is the guy who says. Hal's the guy who Dave is the guy that Hal refers to. That's what I was trying to say.
Dave's not here, man.
So yeah, basically this big old tank. That's the basic shapes. Really rough. Just finding the details that are like finding the balance between all these shapes, because it is a little. It's a mess.
Bunch of geometric shapes.
Yeah. Green Gold asks thoughts on the upcoming Motu movie. I have no idea what that is, and honestly, when I read Motu, I read it as Muto, which is something completely different. So I have no idea.
The nose on the chest reminds me of a mustache. Evil villain, just with I tie you to a railroad track.
You filthy English pig dogs.
Hey. I'm looking at all my references right now and comparing them. Maybe it's this. Maybe I gotta make the eyes look a little more deadpan. Because right now it looks too mean, like someone painted that on there. I would like it more to be like a...
Natural, just...
Yeah.
You could refer to one of my original concepts.
That right eye's too far away. He's definitely bulkier, which I like, but at the same time, I need to see some... Let's see... Looking at all these concepts. A long time ago, and this was a long lost concept. Gearhead was like his actual head was gonna be a gear, like. That fell apart though. That wasn't. It didn't look very intimidating. It was just a literal giant gear on his head.
When
also,
I hear
ain't nobody
that
trying
name,
to animate all that.
Oh yeah, that'd be hell.
when I hear that name, all I can think about is a Power Rangers villain for some reason.
Gearhead.
Yeah, like a character with a whole bunch of gears as like different parts of his body, and then the one giant gear as his head. It's just like, how do you move in that? I mean, I was thinking about actually putting the teeth of a gear around his head, but that just didn't look intimidating at all.
I've been doing a goof. I've been doing the hard line on the sketch layer. That's you don't do that when you're doing. What about paintbrush? Can we do? There we go. And then I do. Go to black, please. Okay.
Did I miss something?
Just sketching out Gearhead.
Wazowski.
Are you on live stream?
Yep, this is live.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah. You could. My brother was playing, and I may have upset because of this. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is kind of like Gurren Lagann.
Who's that?
No,
Sorry.
somebody compare Gearhead to Gurren Lagann.
What? What just happened?
I have no idea. I heard something.
I don't know.
You guys don't know Gurren Lagann?
No, it was something else. There's something on the audio feed, but I do not know who Garlagon is. Who is Garlagon?
Gurren Lagann is my personal favorite anime. Also, the only anime I've ever seen.
Okay, I gotta ask though. Is it Garn like garlic or
What?
or is it Garma?
It's Gurren Lagann. It's in the chat. Just scroll up a little.
Okay, hold on. I didn't see it.
Garlic gone.
No. As in like Garla, as in garlic. You know, or like the Garla.
It's not even close to that.
All right, hold on.
Gurren Lagann.
It's like garlic.
Who is Garland Logan?
This is
Hold on,
Garlic
I'm
Lager.
looking.
No, it's a name of an anime. No, it's.
I am not seeing it. Where is it in the chat?
MCP just typed it. Except
Oh.
it has...
Okay, I heard that completely wrong.
Yeah, I noticed.
Guten Morgen.
Garlic!
Guten Morgen. Okay, Guten Morgen.
She's calling you out.
All right, I heard wrong. I admit, I just heard wrong.
Mistress is angry at you. You took
What?
Japanese in high school. You should know how to pronounce this.
I do know how to pronounce it. I heard it though. I didn't see it. I heard it. I do know how to pronounce that now that I see it.
Where is it?
It's in the actual chat in the live stream. There's
Oh.
Mistress going ballistic on him.
Garlic.
I didn't say I said.
Oh, that's gonna go down in infamy.
I didn't say garlic con. I said garlagon because I heard
I thought he said-
garlagon.
Ooh, garlic gun. That sounds like a villain.
I know, that's what I thought. I thought you were talking like some Power Rangers bad guy or something. Garlagon. It's like,
Yeah, that does sound like a
Oh my god!
garlic breadstick.
Wow.
We should have a villain in season 5 called Garlagon.
I didn't see the name until Mistress typed it.
Garlic lasagna. No,
Actually, I
no.
don't even think she
Garlic
spelled
la-
it right.
Wow. Garlic lemon.
I don't even remember how to spell it.
How to pronounce anime?
It's
correctly.
really good though. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. Especially if you like giant robots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'll be able to take it serious.
Whoa.
I don't think I'll be able to take it serious after all this.
Yeah, no, it's not
Garlic.
really. It's not really meant to be taken seriously.
Oh.
I mean, it is at times, but it's pretty goofy.
Plant says garlic man. New character for 5. Man.
When we have the community vote episode, I can guarantee you what people are going to be writing down for a villain.
If they manage to actually do something with that and make it sound good, I'll be really surprised. Jenny wants to go on a date, but Garlic Man's there to stop.
Aglazonga.
You be there.
Garlic Man sounds more like a hero to me.
Yeah. Garlagon sounds like one of those Power Rangers monsters that shows up. Sketching.
I know you're not a really huge collector of Funko Pops, Nathan, but somebody tweeted out that Funko should make My Life as a Teenage Robot Funko figure.
Yeah, I actually retweeted that on Twitter.
What have they done so far? I know they did a bunch of Nickelodeon cartoons. Did they do anything like Danny Phantom or Jimmy Neutron or something?
They did Rocco.
Yeah, I know. Like
did,
they did all the. I know they
Cat
did. Yeah, they did a bunch of '90s ones where I think they did the Hey Arnold series too. But
And the Rugrats.
yeah, that's all '90s cartoon. And I think I don't think they've even done Zim yet, have they?
Oh yeah, they did.
Okay.
They were like older ones, but they did one with I think the Mini Moose.
Yeah. But I would say they should do it only if they start tackling the 2000s series of Nicktoons, like Danny Phantom, Jimmy Neutron, and Fairly Odd Parents. and all
Fairly
that
Odd
stuff.
Parents.
Yeah. Because right
Wait,
now,
they did Fairly Odd Parents.
That's probably
I-
going to be happening this next decade.
I have not seen any Fairly Odd Parents Funko stuff. That's
I would love to see
Oh,
that.
Mistress just said that she sent you something, and you should
Oh,
show it on
great.
the screen.
I can only imagine what this is gonna be.
Before she
Here
comes
we
in,
go.
just do it quickly before she actually comes in there, please. I don't
Well,
want
she
it
does.
to
She actually
be a
she can't.
silly conflict again.
Well, she can't right now because she doesn't have the link. But I'd have to give it to her. How do I do this? Hold on, OBS. Properties, the window capture, this screenshot. There it is. That's what she wanted me to show. I don't know.
I can only imagine.
Gerlich
I can only imagine.
Lazang. Can everybody see that?
I cannot see it yet
Not yet.
Me neither.
because I'm waiting for the YouTube stream to catch up.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh
Oh,
my
wow.
God!
Oh wait, I know who that character is. I've heard of this anime now. I just didn't know the name.
Oh my God!
Well, we broke Nick.
Who did this?
Mistress!
You deserve a hand clap right now. I want to save that picture.
I did some concepts on the Funko Pops.
Yeah, I see it.
And one of them is
Still though.
Someone's gonna get mad if they see this and they're like, "That's not how you say it."
Ow! Whoa! Yeah, no.
What
Yeah,
time?
joke.
Oh, we're at the halfway mark, so there might be a chance that this is up long enough that this might be the thumbnail of the entire live stream.
What? No, no.
Because
can't be.
because YouTube picks
Certain
a
time
thumbnail. It picks a thumbnail randomly from the third way through the video, the second third through the way of the video, and then dead center in the video, and that's where it picks its random thumbnails. So there is a chance that that might be the that might be the thumbnail of the entire video.
Just be
Keep it
sure
up
to
there.
leave it open for a
No,
while.
don't. We
Gerlich
might get in
Lazan.
trouble. We might get in trouble with something.
Oh,
How are we gonna
that's-
get in
it's
trouble?
not gonna get in trouble for that. It's a poster, so that's already. It's not like it's it's like a cop. It's not like it's copyrighted footage from a TV show. It's just a poster. Meanwhile, I'm finishing up.
with girly.
Fan-made, I think.
It's nice. Really nice. I like it.
Yeah, we need to get. Yeah, we need to like get back to Kraton. This is
I
getting
will.
ridiculous.
I will. I'll keep
I
it up for a
had
little
fun
bit,
though.
but I
This
will.
was fun.
I'll keep it up for a little bit. I'm really
While
trying.
we're creating. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, while we're creating, talking about Funko Pops, like, which ones would you actually want them to make out of the 2000 cartoons?
Again, I don't collect Funko, so it's not. I have two Funko figures. I have a Godzilla Funko figure and a Toothless Funko figure, And those I bought both of those back in 2014, and I haven't collected one since. So.
Oh Lord.
I don't know if they're gonna do 2000s cartoons or like 2000s Nickelodeon cartoons as a series. I guess Zim, Gur, both Dog Gur and Robot Gur. So like that'd be the 3 Invader Zim ones. Danny Phantom.
I absolutely abhor Funko Pops, so I really don't care which ones they put out.
Actually,
They probably do. They probably. I don't think any other character. I don't think any other character from Danny Phantom would make it other than Danny Phantom himself.
No,
Sam
would definitely make it.
Sam and Tucker. I don't think they're popular enough. I don't think they'd sell well. I don't think they'd make a decision for that. They just stick with the main character. The same thing happens with Teenage Robot. I think Jenny would be the only one. I don't think Brad, Tuck, even Vexus would even have a chance on the shelves.
What about Kilgore?
Nah, I mean it'd be funny to do Kilgore. That'd definitely be funny, but I don't think he'd sell well either.
Kilgore, they should do like a little wind-up toy.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
If this is what I'm talking about, where the untapped potential with merchandise in Teenage Robot. If you could literally make a Kilgore toy that completely operates on a wind-up key, and that would sell, the fans of Teenage Robot would totally buy that. Same thing if you would make an action figure that has interchangeable weapons for Jenny. People would totally buy that.
Each sold separately.
Yeah. You
Weapons
can make,
sold
you can,
separately.
you can make you can like the main one, like you can buy the actual figure, and it would come like with her. It would come with her jet propelling things, her wings, and maybe her laser limb. And then you can get like weapons accessory packs, where it's like, oh, you want her mighty mallet? Well, here's an accessory pack. Along with that, also comes with her fists or those giant fists, or maybe the lobster claw or something. You could do all these weapons accessory packs, or hell, you could make. Although the other characters wouldn't really sell well, would they? Yeah, just stick with
Kilgore cat toy. Cat
but
toy.
you could make a Kilgore toy that's just completely operates on a wind-up key, and then it would
You
sell.
wind it up, and it runs around, and it goes, surrender, surrender, and then it detects when the cat knocks it over. And
Yes,
then it
exactly.
slows down like he does in the show.
Exactly.
That's free money right there.
Yeah, that would. Samurai Vac.
So out of everybody
that guy.
else, you wouldn't think.
Samurai Vac even less of a chance of selling than Brad, Tuck, and etc. Samurai Vac would not sell at all. he would be in the dollar bin real fast.
He's not even a reliable vacuum.
Exactly.
I think Vexus could possibly sell.
Yeah, I think.
If it had like a couple of her like minions or something.
Yeah,
it came with like 3.
Yeah, I would say the one character that's closest to selling after Jenny would probably be Vexus, because lead bad guy, another design that everybody remembers. But Brad, Tuck, Sheldon. Brad, Tuck, Sheldon, maybe Wakeman, because she has one of those memorable designs that people will remember. Maybe her.
Yeah, I'd definitely buy like a Jenny vinyl figure.
But
Krakus, no.
Just not
no,
a
Krakus
Funko Pop.
Krakus wouldn't survive. Krakus he'd be in the dollar bin too. But yeah, anyway, Funko figures. Good lord, I got off track. I would see them making a Jimmy Neutron, a Goddard, a Zim, two Gurs, again, one robot, one dog costume, because those sell like hotcakes even outside of Funko. What are some other mid-2000s Nickelodeon cartoons? Fairly Odd Parents, Timmy, Cosmo, Wanda, that'd be it. Other than that, I can't think of any like super popular mid-2000s Nickelodeon Oh, Avatar! If they haven't already done it.
They did that.
Okay, then never mind. Yeah, Avatar is kind of its own brand, so I would not be surprised if there's already Avatar Funko figures.
Yeah, I mean, also has like a recent spin-off.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah,
a not great live-action movie.
And then an upcoming live-action Netflix series.
Wait, really?
Nickelodeon,
Shoot, I forgot about that.
Netflix, I think Nickelodeon is seeing Disney go away from Netflix. And Nickelodeon is going like, hey, opportunity, and like tackling it. Because we got 2 movies on there from like new movies, Zim and Rocco. We have Nickelodeon movies that are older that are also being uploaded onto there. I think I'm fairly certain I saw Sponge Out of Water on there a couple times. I definitely saw Good Burger on there a couple of times. That old live action. It was kind of a meh movie, but
I liked it.
but
Look at the good burger. I'm in a good burger, man. Take your order.
yeah, that's the. But and then they have the they made the deal with Netflix about the Avatar series being on that. So I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot more activity from Nickelodeon on Netflix, because Disney's backing out. Heck, they might even.
For Disney Plus, which I'm probably getting next with you.
I don't know if anybody remembers this, but a long time ago, Avatar: The Last Airbender used to be on Netflix. But when Disney made the deal with Netflix to upload stuff themselves, that's when Nickelodeon took off their series, because they didn't because Disney is a big competitor for Nickelodeon, in more ways than one.
So they were just like, we're not
have
even gonna
like
try.
a deal with Hulu though?
No, that was after they separated from Netflix. They went to Amazon Prime and Hulu after they separated from Netflix. But
Okay.
But yeah, they got a rivalry with Nickelodeon, film wise and television wise. Not as big as I would say Disney versus, I don't know, say DreamWorks or something. I think that's a bigger competitive field, but still a rivalry.
I tweeted Rob Renzetti talking about since we have Rocco and Zim, would they eventually make a teenage robot movie, or at least a new one?
Fred Seibert, the guy in charge of Frederator Studios, has been campaigning for a teenage robot movie for years now. Years that he's been campaigning for a teenage robot movie.
Any luck?
Nope, not yet. But I'm sure we'll hear about it if it ever goes through. But
I would think that if they did, that Rob Renzetti would be notified. And even if he was, he probably would not be allowed to say.
yeah, true. But even then, I don't know how that would go down though, because the difference is that the creator for Rocco and the creator for Zim was still available to work at Nickelodeon. Rob is currently working for Disney Television. He is working on, I'm fairly certain he's working on that Amphibia story, or that Amphibia series. I'm fairly certain. I could be wrong, but he definitely was working on DuckTales.
And Big City Green.
Yeah. So he's got some stuff for Disney right now. So I don't know if he'd be allowed to continue working for Disney if they wanted to bring back Teenage Robot and asked to bring him on. Or if they would just be cool with it and just let him. Although that does put strain on him, though, because usually when you work for a studio, they like you to be in the studio and not work online or something. So
In an office at your house.
yeah, true. So I don't know.
I imagine
I
it
have a
would just
feeling
be like a producer or something.
Yeah, I would have a feeling that if Teenage Robot were to ever come back, Rob Renzetti would be brought on as like a producer or a creative consultant and not a showrunner or a director. I have a feeling that that's how that would go down, because again, he's working on projects of his own right now, so he's not really available to call over like, hey, can you do a series for Nickelodeon or do a movie for Nickelodeon? That's how I can't speak for the guy, of course, but that's just how I feel. That's how I sense it, how it would go down.
I wish it was that easy.
Yeah, Granted, though, I will also give this credit that we are moving towards that a lot. We are moving a lot as more and more animators become independent, and more voice actors are working from their own house now too. I keep thinking Tom Kenny. No, Tom Kane, the voice of of Professor X, the voice of Yoda in the cartoon series, at least not in the live action films. He largely does most of his voice work at home. He doesn't really go to studios anymore. He's got his own little mini studio that he just professionally records the voices, gets it through his agent, and sends it off to studios and stuff. You know.
That's how most voice actors do it. They have their own little professional studio.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's majority yet, because there's still a lot of voice actors that do it the old-fashioned way with, going to the actual studio to record stuff. And I think a few productions might actually mandate that, because I know Tom Kenny can't do that with every production. He does have to go to some sets and stuff. But I said Tom Kenny again. Tom Kane. But my point is that we are largely moving towards that in the animation industry, where more and more stuff is being done away from the studio, and they just send it in. So maybe I don't know.
Can we please get back to the crater thing?
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys are still looking at that. Let me switch windows. I hope you had fun looking at garlic lasagna.
I hope that's the thumbnail.
Please change it.
Yeah, it's back. It's back.
that's
I'm
the
working on
thumbnail.
Gearhead again.
To do contact live.
Fingers crossed.
Some time melt. It's the. Just started a live stream. It should have ended.
Yeah, like.
All right, I think I'm nearing completion of this new Gearhead concept. I just got to get his new. I mean, I don't know if I'm completely happy with him still yet. I think his arms, I made him a little too skinny. I would like him probably a little bit more bulky, like that maybe. But it's getting there.
Yeah, I would say maybe bulk up his shoulders. And maybe shorten his arms. Because, right now he's kind of built like a gorilla.
No, that's good though. I like the idea. No, I think a recent concept that MCP drew up that I posted. They can't see it, but I have it open on my sidebar here. She drew it where his arms are so big, his fingers are nearly touching the ground. So what it does is that it fills out his frame. So I mean, let me bring up his sketch. So it fills up his frame so that it's like one giant square, Meanwhile, over here, where his arms were kind of in the air, we still got the square, but you got little holes right here that very clearly isn't completely there. And so MCP again had the idea where his arms are so large that his fingers are nearly dragging on the ground next to his feet. It does make him give him a more of a gorilla appearance, definitely, but it does fill out his frame a bit more, which is what I like.
God, this would be way easier if we could screen share.
Yeah, I know. We gotta come up with a way of screen sharing, because I definitely miss it already, and I already realized how this is kind of awkward, because it is. If someone were to just watch the video and just put it on mute or something, or God forbid, you guys go silent, it would just look like I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm trying to listen to what you're saying, and it's on a 30-second delay.
Yeah. So we'll probably in the next Discord meeting, whenever that's going to be, it'll be we'll probably test out that new screen sharing software thing again, and see how, because last time it didn't go so hot, but maybe this time it'll be a bit better.
Yeah, because like they changed everything, and it's like according.
Yeah, didn't they? Yeah,
Let's-
Discord went through a big update recently, so they might be able to screen share a bit better now.
Let's hope it does this time.
Too high up, please. I just want to move you up so I can have a little more room for your feet. I'm also comparing because I like how what MCB did with her legs. Where it was much larger feet.
Yeah, there's a new thing this time.
Whoa! I'm sorry. Continue talking. My brush just went haywire.
What?
There we go.
Holy, whoa, okay. I see it. Okay, so, yeah, like, there's a new thing. If you go to user settings and human activity and add, say, Photoshop or, Photoshop, they might be able to detect it. Or Google Chrome for. And then there should be like a little button that says go live.
Well, we'll
Yeah,
definitely experiment that with the next meeting. Ooh, I think Andrew is a little too big. It's coming in. Then for size comparison, this guy's a monster. This guy's, I think Jenny herself is like that, right next to him. This guy is a big old monster. Silver Shell, I think is more so like he comes up to about right here. Yep, that's about right. He's a monster. Just his feet now, which is ironic because I drew his feet first, and now I gotta draw new feet for him.
It was a waste of time.
I feel like these feet are too big. I drew his feet too big. It looks like he's wearing clown shoes right now. Nope, that's not the one I wanted. This one. There we go. Size tool. Shrink that on down. I'm fairly certain I've been missing a bunch of questions. If you have any questions, be sure to ask
Not
away.
really, actually.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I've been paying attention like the last minute, and it's just like shipping.
Shipping. That's a weird topic to come up.
Yep. Thoughts on the new Masters of the Universe movie coming out? Says Green Dog.
There's
Never
a
heard of
what?
it.
I haven't.
Masters of the Universe?
No, I know what Masters of the Universe is. That's He-Man, but like, I knew that Sony has had one in development forever now,
He's
but
talking
like,
about He-Man.
but was there like a trailer drop or something? Because I have heard nothing but production hell from that movie.
Oh dear. 2 more years and it'll be that.
Okay, Pepsi 1997 asks, does Gearhead have weapons?
Yes, he has a lot of tanky weapons. He is not to be trifled with. He is a very
He is
scary.
the-
He's a very scary robot. That's better. His skull is...
Mario Salcedo asks, how many people are in the project?
There are a total of about 55 people. About. It's not an exact estimate there.
Oh, yeah.
There and then a good handful of them are not. A good handful of them are switched from inactive to active all the time. So it's not like we have 55 people constantly working. It's more so like we got about 20 people actively working, and then we have the other section that's more offline, but they switch all the time. You know what I mean? Like some people come back, some people leave for a bit, and then they leave for a bit, and then other people come back. It's like but total people on the crew around 55 people right now.
Yeah, we have people like signed up like on every department, and they're all pretty much just waiting for us to finish the script.
Yeah,
so
that
they
too.
Can get
There's
to work.
Exactly. There's a lot of people, namely, I think, a bunch of music composers that are patiently waiting to start to actually start scoring some of the music.
Hog58 asks, if something as ridiculous as the Dora movie is allowed to exist, what gruesome, wildly inappropriate film or show would you animate to balance things out?
What? Hold on. I gotta read that.
What?
I gotta read that question myself because I didn't understand it. If something as ridiculous as the Dora movie is allowed to exist, what gruesome / widely inappropriate film show would you animate to balance things out?
Okay, so like a live action thing.
I think he's asking
that we would do an animated.
No. I think he's asking that because Dora exists and Dora, the TV show, is for preschoolers, and it was converted to a, I think, PG movie that takes itself seriously at times and is like live action is kind of more gritty than the actual preschool cartoon. What gritty live action thing would you take and make more so for a younger audience in a cartoon?
Rick and Morty.
Now that's already a cartoon though. I'm thinking they mean live action stuff.
The real rascals.
Probably like some DC stuff.
I would do, personally, if I were to do it as a joke, like, isn't this hilarious?
Oh wait, wildly inappropriate?
Yeah. If I were to do a joke, like, this is hilarious, I would totally do a Jason or Xenomorph alien cartoon series, because it would be like this, these horror icons that are, or a Pred Alien TV series, these horror icons that are famous for killing people gruesomely, and then they look cute, and they're reduced down to cartoon, or not cartoon, you can actually make them still look scary, but reduced down to friendly content. That'd be funny. If I were to do it like a serious, where like, all right, you're supposed to, this is actually like not a joke product, I would probably do something like,
South Park Ready Universal.
No, South Park's already a cartoon, though. I mean, yeah, they're more so, they do adult jokes and stuff, but they're already a cartoon. That's too easy. If I were to do an actual series for kids based on a live-action series that is more so gruesome, for real, like, not a joke, for real, I would probably do... maybe like Pacific Rim or Godzilla. I mean, granted, they're not like, it's not like as gruesome as Freddy or the Alien, but all the movies are definitely, they're not for preschoolers and stuff like that. They definitely, there's a couple movies that border on R on the Godzilla series. Yeah, I'd probably make a fun Godzilla kaiju series or something. Anyway. How much we got? We got 30 minutes left in this stream. The Gearhead concept here is just about, or this new concept, I still don't think I'm completely satisfied. I feel like the chest could be modified even further. Especially, it's always the pelvic area with giant robots that gets me the most. That I feel like I could modify more. I feel like I could take this and give more detail to it, but I don't want to like give too much detail to it, because that's what's going to be moving around a bunch.
You don't want to animate all of that?
Yeah.
Make it easy for us.
It looks pretty good, though. I like his face now. I like where his face is, because originally, I mean, you can see in that concept over there, he did not have a neck at all. And so
it was just like a curve.
Yeah, if he were to move in that old concept, or his head would have to move, it would be like the Tim Burton Batman, where his whole torso would have to shift, because he would not be able to see anything. And that'd look kind of ridiculous at times. It'd be intimidating in some moments, but ridiculous everywhere else. The skull looks more... The skull looks less mean and more neutral, which adds to the more... It adds to it, I think, ironically, by taking away it looking too mean. And I do think I drew the arms. I do think I drew the arms too thin. I think they need to be bulkier. But proportion-wise, it looks okay. No, I'm talking about the one I just drew on stream here.
Oh, I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry. I'm just on my iPad. I don't think screen sharing is working on.
Oh no, there is no screen share. That's what we talked about earlier on the stream. There is no. The only way you guys can see when I'm broadcasting is if you go to the YouTube page and see the 30-second delay.
Yeah.
RoboCop had a cool robot. I want to see if I can take some inspiration from that. The big, not RoboCop himself, the thing that he fought. Whatever that thing was. The thing that Phil Tippett animated. Yeah, those are some feet.
You know what else had a bunch of cool robots?
What's that?
Garlagon.
I wonder.
You're
What a-
good at this stuff.
Is it like this RoboCop robot has reverse knee joints? I wonder how that would look. And then it all comes out.
Actually, it does look nice. Saw your image. Looks great.
Bigger hands.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Hello.
Sorry for being so late. What did I
That's
miss?
okay. We were designing, or at least I was, just going through some Gearhead stuff. We talked about some live-action Nickelodeon movies, and talked about Netflix for a little bit too.
Merch.
Yeah,
Little
Nickelodeon
trouble,
merchandise,
brother stuff.
and yeah,
Garlagon.
and Garlagon. Yeah.
Garlagon. Okay.
That's Nathan's
like-
comical mispronunciation of Gurren Lagann.
Yeah. Because I heard it wrong. I didn't read it.
So
I
Howard-
just heard someone say it.
I've been fine. I've been out of the house, so I apologize if I've joined so late.
Oh, that's fine. It's totally
It's
fine.
okay.
That's an
Like
interesting
that
leg
paper.
shape.
Should I introduce myself or should I just
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if
Introduce
you want.
yourself.
Hi. I think I'm the newest addition to the crew, I believe.
I'm fairly
true.
certain. Yes, that is an accurate statement.
Okay, I'm the newest addition. I am also one of the animators for the reboot. I'm going to be doing all of the long, tedious frame-by-frame work. Otherwise, I'm a freelance animator who has I just got an internship at a studio, but otherwise,
Oh,
That's cool.
Ooh, nice.
yeah,
nice.
thanks. But yeah, I want to do this as much as I can when I have free time.
Yep. Cool.
So, Trevor asks, do you use a mouse or a pen tablet?
Oh, tablet. Never.
Tablet!
Never ever use a mouse because I mean, granted, when we all started out, I'm fairly certain we all started with a mouse, and we're like, at least I can speak for myself here too. I was like, I can just live with a mouse. This is easy. They all looked like crap. All the drawings I did with the crap looked like they were horrible.
Trust
Get a
me,
tablet.
I had experience with MS
Yeah.
Paint with a
Get a-
mouse.
Same.
Get a
Same.
a
Yeah.
tablet.
Yeah, get a tablet this time around. Yeah.
Doesn't have to be expensive tablet if you're just starting out. Don't splurge your money on like a $2,000 tablet if you just want if you're
absolutely
just
not.
yeah. If you're just starting out with art and you don't know if it's going to be a career thing for you, don't spend all that money on a big old fancy tablet. Just get something a little cheaper on the cheap end.
I think you can get one for like $80.
Yeah, you get one of the cheaper ones first, but definitely get a tablet if you want to pursue digital art in some shape or form, because you're not going to survive on a mouse.
Yeah, don't use a mouse, boys and gals. Don't just. I know plants don't not diss the mouse, but mouse is only just for point and click games or
Yeah.
click and stuff.
Yeah,
Just-
and like PC gaming, like
Yeah.
first person shooters. Like you
Hey
can't
guys,
play
I
without
gotta
a mouse.
go. I'll
Oh,
talk to
you
you
gotta-
guys later.
Okay.
All right,
See
see
ya.
ya.
All
Bye.
right, later, buddy.
See, we got
Bye
about,
bye.
we got about. I have lost. I'm trying to find it. I have
Yeah, I've been
currently.
using a tablet for most of my sketching, but like last stream, I discovered that the trackpad of my laptop was surprisingly effective. Because like you can make such fine adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I-
I did that. I did that original sketch like entirely with the trackpad.
Oh, there you are. I found it. Okay. I lost the live chat. I couldn't see what people were typing.
Yikes.
I found
I
it
have it
though. I
open.
found it. Yeah, I found it. I'm just checking for any questions.
What program do we use?
Variety of work programs. Sometimes I use Sketchbook. Sometimes I use Krita. I also use Sketchbook. Every now and then I would try to go back to Photoshop Elements 13,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that's it for me.
It depends for me on what type of animation or project we're talking about. If we're talking about basic film editing, like I'm just editing some sound or some footage, I would use Final Cut Pro. If we're talking about building a soundtrack, making some instruments and stuff, I use Logic Pro. If we're talking about some basic audio editing that doesn't require a lot of effects and stuff, I use Audacity. If we're talking about 3D animation, I go for Blender. If we're talking about 2D animation, I go for Toon Boom Harmony. If we're talking about storyboarding, I go Storyboard Pro by Toon Boom. And if we're talking about basic digital art, it's a mixture between Adobe Flash, which I probably should not use and I should really train myself to get off of, Krita, and Photoshop. That's my list of programs that I use.
And I
use Photoshop for quite literally everything. I don't use any other program.
About you, Eric.
Animation I use a mixture of Krita. I fully use Clip Studio Paint sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do use.
And now I'm also using Toon Boom Harmony. I finally got Toon Boom Harmony. It's an advanced version though, so it's.
Yeah, I use Adobe Animate for animation and for storyboards. Actually, most of my sketching is done just with pencil and paper these days. I used to use this like crappy program called Rage Studio, I think. It came bundled with my tablet.
Mm-hmm.
But like it would like just randomly close on me, so I would say.
Good to see
And
you.
for recording music, I usually use Audacity. Because
Yeah,
I have
Audacity-
At least for
no
guitar,
experience
at
with
least.
like beat. Yeah, well,
Oh
not
yeah,
everything.
Folks Fusion. Blender does have the 2D animation feature as well.
It's really it's kind of it's an animation 2D animation program if you want to use Blender for that. I mean, because what people like to do is that people like to do little 2D animations that they would then implement into the 3D of like on a face or something, but it's not a program built for 2D. It's mainly a program built for 3D animation. So they just have that 2D segment in there. Like I said,
I'll
I think
also use Blender
like-
for 3D animation as well.
Moana's a good example. I mean, they didn't use Blender, but Moana's a good example of how Maui had the little mini Maui dancing around him. That was all on the model itself, but that 2D animation had to be implemented some way through the program, and then say you would bring up those frames into that Blender, and then you can take that little 2D animation sequence and then put it on the 3D model. That's how. But it's better to use a different 2D animation program if you're just doing straight 2D animation, because Blender is a little iffy on that. It's mainly, again, built for 3D. Ba-ba-da. Anyway, anybody else use any other programs? Did we miss anything?
I do Blender,
Mhm.
so
I am with Blender as well.
And,
Yes.
Illustrator. What else? I do sketchbook.
Let's see. I think I do like the idea of putting gears on his shoulders. I just don't know how to put that on there without making it too cluttered, so it's hard to animate. Let's see. I think I might also shrink his head in post. I think it might be cool. I think because I like that image of him with the tinier head that's kind of set inside his body, but he still has a neck. I don't know. He's looking better. He's looking like he looks like a teenage he's set in the teenage robot universe here very clearly. He's still got that skull on his chest, but it's not so obvious now. I mean, it's still there. You can clearly see it. You can clearly see the skull, and it's clearly there, but it's not so much like you can confuse it for his face, which is very clearly that little head up there. Giving him a neck did wonders. Giving him a neck really helped out that, because beforehand, if you see in that left-hand corner, he looked like his head was just not his head, and the face was the skull. But giving him that neck gave him a little bit more of a humanoid appearance, so he looks a little bit more like... you can tell where his head is. What else to do with this, though? I don't know. I would really love to give him... I just don't know, like, because this doesn't look like a gear. This just looks like little weird little spike thingies. We'd have to turn that shoulder into a gear somehow. Draw a new layer.
What did you think of SpongeBob Rehydrated?
It's not out yet.
It looks great, though. It really does look great.
Did they release a trailer yet? Because
what are we talking about?
SpongeBob Rehydrated.
Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
Is that another movie or something?
No, it's a remake of a video game that was made back in 2004, I think. But it was
it was like early to 2002 or 2003.
But they're remaking it. They're adding new levels to it. They're giving it a fresh coat of paint. And what they've said, they haven't shown anything yet, but they're also saying that the core game is going to be faithful to the. It's like Spyro.
They need to put that show down.
What console?
Switch.
Oh,
hopefully
nice.
PC as well.
It is for the PC as well?
No, I'm hoping it's going to be for PC as well.
It probably won't be.
Yeah, because I've heard so far it's a Switch exclusive. Because to be fair, that SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom was a GameCube exclusive, so it could be a Nintendo thing where Nickelodeon's connected directly with Nintendo, so they only make games for that.
Did you guys have the plug and play?
Plug and play.
Oh god, yeah.
I don't think I ever had a plug and play.
Yeah, I had it.
I had a game.
It's ridiculous.
I had a GameCube. I had a GameCube, and that was it. I don't think I ever had a plug and play.
I had this Namco plug and play. It had Pac-Man, Galaga, Space Invaders.
I remember going over to someone's house, and they had that. But yeah, I did not have that. What you were talking about, Eric? What if it's like a...
Battle for Bikini Bottom had a PlayStation 2 version, so it probably would not be just for the Switch.
PlayStation 2,
It'll be
wow.
probably for the PlayStation 4 or 5, and... There's different version of Battle for Bikini Bottom made for the PC, though. That's gonna be complicated.
That doesn't look the same, though. I don't know. I would have loved to implement some sort of gear shape into his shoulders and stuff, because I do like the idea of Gearhead having some visible gears, but I don't know where we would put him. Because I can't just give him random shoulder spikes. That doesn't look very natural. It just kind of looks like they're coming out of nowhere.
Make it so they go front to back.
What's that? Oh, I think I know what we could do, but I don't know if we would. If we were to do this, it would have to be a 3D character. We would not.
What is it?
We could put gears. Hold on, I'm gonna get rid of the teeth that I just drew on his shoulders. I don't know.
That Jenny 3D model, by the way, is looking really good.
Oh yeah, that's the most accurate Jenny model I've ever seen.
It's crazy.
We
could
can't show it, I'm afraid, because
No,
we
no.
don't have the screen sharing thing.
Oh no, I could like take a screenshot of it and then I can show that. But anyway, before I do that, if we could, this would make Gearhead a completely 3D character because we would not be able to 2D animate this consistently because of the weird angle of these things, what these things are, and just the way he would move around and stuff. But we could put gears right around his head, so his head would still be there, but the gears would be like you know how like a shirt collar is like right, or like one of those big vampire collars where they're right next to the face. We could put those could be like two giant gears that are constantly rotating, and then that would be cool. But we would if we were to do that, he would be a 100% CG character because we would not be able to 2D animate those gears rapidly turning like that forever.
That's true.
I mean, because Kilgore's wind-up key is already pushing it. That's already tough to animate. In fact, that might be a good idea to where we might be able to fuse Kilgore's key, where his key could be 3D rendered, same color and everything, so it wouldn't look any different from a cell. It's like cell shading. But then we can keep Kilgore himself 2D animated, and would just be an easier time with the key. That's something to think about. But this though, it would be too tough to implement both 2D and 3D. So if this were to be a thing where we put gears on his shoulders, it would be 100% CG. Anyway, let me show the progress on that CG Jenny that we're going to be using for references and very complex shots.
Are we rotoscoping it, or are we just leaving as is?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I'm saying for the 3D model, are we just using as is, or is it intended that we rotoscope on it?
It depends on the shot. There are some shots that are going to be completely too complex for 2D animation to even touch. Like it would take. I mean, granted, anything can be done with 2D animation. I'm saying like in a timely manner. There are some shots where the 3D model is just going to be used entirely, but there's most scenarios I think is we're going to be using the 3D model for reference poses that the old show doesn't really touch.
Ooh, that is good.
As for rotoscoping, we could do on a couple, again, some of the less complex shots where for those who don't know,
like where they're just talking.
No, rotoscoping it would be like, say Jenny does a big flip, right? To do a flip in 2D is a little complex, because doing the initial jump is easy and the land is easy, but while she's in the air, rotating in the air, that's when it's a little complex, especially if the camera doesn't follow her, and so you see like her head go behind her legs and stuff like that. That's complex. So what could happen is we could animate the 3D model doing the flip and then trace it in 2D with specific poses and then follow it up through some in-betweens. And then that'd be some rotoscope animation.
Nice.
But even then, this is a very accurate Jenny, so there'd be, again, some cases where just the 3D model itself is used. Let me, I'm going to try and open this.
The Discord app, I mean,
I'm
Discord,
trying to open this in its own window so I can actually show it. Give me 1 second.
I think you have to download it.
Yeah, I might have to download. I'll do that real quick. Granted, though, I don't think the it's not cell shaded right now, or at least it is, but it's not like it doesn't have the lines, you know, the outside lines, but it gets the idea across. It gets the idea across. It's not.
Yes, because it's still a work in progress.
Yeah, it totally gets the idea across. Let me add a new window capture real quick. I have it open. Quick time. There you are. That's gonna load up any second now, and when it loads up, I'll play it. It's gonna be choppy though. I'm gonna warn everybody right now.
I know it's gonna be choppy.
The video itself is smooth, but the nature of uploading a live stream to YouTube is that it makes everything choppy. So, be prepared for that.
I know.
Yeah, because of
it'll
the
be choppy. It'll be
I
choppy as
believe
hell.
it's because of the compression.
Yeah, but still hasn't popped up on live yet, but it'll get there eventually. There it is.
We go.
All right, it popped up, so I know it's open. So here we go. I'm gonna hit play
I see
now.
it.
Boop. This is our 3D Jenny. So far,
Ooh, nice.
looks very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Looks very good. Very show
Yep,
accurate.
it is.
All right,
And what program do you use again for that?
that is
Blender.
that's
He does
Blender.
Dang.
Blender,
Okay.
yeah.
Blender
You can
is
play it.
Blender is
Yeah, I was
way
gonna say,
more
you need to,
impressive
like-
than Blender is way
Yeah,
more
you need to,
impressive
like,
than
Oh, there we go.
Blender.
Sorry.
Blender is way more impressive than people give it credit for. There is I mentioned a while back.
Ooh.
I mentioned a while back that I wish someone. I mentioned a while back that I wish someone would make a movie entirely out of Blender and release it so we could all see how impressive Blender is. They did, and I didn't realize they did. It's called
Did?
They
it
had-
did. It's called Next Gen, and it's on Netflix, and that is a movie.
Oh my gosh, I love that movie.
Yes,
Are you
it is-
serious?
It is
It's made in
100.
Blender.
It's all
Yeah,
done
now
in Blender.
anime companies.
That's
yeah, now game and anime
insane.
companies are actually using Blender for their stuff now instead of
Anyone who hasn't
Microsoft
seen
Image.
Next Gen, go watch it now. It is
Yes.
so good.
Yes. I think my
Oh,
biggest
dang.
problems with Next Gen is that I felt the dialogue was a little clunky in some areas, but
Yeah.
in terms of the animation and the world building and the designs and everything, it's so good, and I'm blown
I think
away
the
how.
Blender Fund.
This
I think the
is about
Blender Fund
popular-
was.
Oh,
the
sorry.
Blender-
This is
The-
this is the downfall of Discord because Google Hangouts did some
Yeah.
Google Hangouts did some automatic audio level tuning when everybody was starting to talk over one another, but Discord does not. So
Yeah. I was just gonna say that I prefer the movie Next Gen over Big Hero 6, and a lot of people say that there's a lot of like similar aspects between the two movies, but I
Oh,
prefer
yeah.
Next Gen over the other one.
oh yeah,
I
I
just think
kind
it
of do too.
executes a lot. It's
Oh,
great.
Yeah, I kind of do too. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of prefer. I enjoyed myself more watching Next Gen than I did Big Hero 6.
And like the red herring, like the whole like antagonist bait and switch was actually really well done in that movie. Like I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
kinda-
try to spoil it.
Oh yeah,
The way they introduced the antagonist, or like the real one, was actually
Oop, I'm sorry, my microphone just moved there. My bad.
And I was gonna say, like, I think Blender Foundation actually does have some shorts that was made from Blender.
Oh yeah, no, there's a ton of shorts done on Blender on YouTube and stuff, and they all look pretty. They all look pretty sweet. But I was like a while back, I mentioned I was waiting for someone to do a movie. It just little ahead, I know that someone already did it, and I just hadn't seen it yet and didn't know about it. But it's crazy. Everyone should go see Next Gen. It's such a good movie, and just the fact that they did it in Blender alone is, well, I mean, they probably also had some plugins because I saw a Technicolor logo, so they used that plugin and stuff like that, but it was done in Blender. So Anyway, let's see. How much do we... Oh, we have hit our 2-hour mark. I was about to check the... So, that is... We got to wrap up here now, but... Alright, so making good progress on Gearhead, guys. Thank you guys for joining on our live stream. If are there any other questions? Actually, I should probably wait for that. If there's any other last-minute questions from the audience here.
And Pyro's still asking about Sam.
Oh, that's a whole ordeal. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, let's please, Pyro. Please.
Anyway, any other questions that I missed here?
Rock monsters, because we all know how horrible that turned out.
Any other questions? Looking for questions. Although, you know... Sam H asks, have you finished animating any episodes yet? No. Like I said, we
still need to get started on
No,
that.
we haven't started animation yet because we are still doing we're working on the final script and we're working on animatics and stuff. And animatics comes first because with animation it's very important to plot out what you want to animate first, because you do not want to be in a scenario where you finish up this really big complex animation and then realize that you're not even going to use it when you wasted all that time. So that's why it's important to plot out the animatics first, get all the beats in, all the time out, everything first, and then you do animation. Animation is one of the final steps, ironically. Yeah, finish animating and then you go straight to editing.
Right.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said can't wait.
Oh, yeah. But, oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you for reminding me, chat. I was going to open up a straw poll about that. Or I think on Twitter. I think Twitter, because then I can actually have it open for a longer while. I'm going to open up a Twitter poll right now. We'll talk about the choices here on the stream before we wrap up. We have had a couple debates here on the crew about whether to do 4:3 or 16:9 aspect ratio for the show, and we are at a pass now where we're doing animatics and stuff where we have to decide that. The argument for 4:3, which is the original aspect of the show, is that it would keep the style of the original show. We would still upgrade the size of the image. It would not be the tiny pixel size. It would be, we would do a 4:3 aspect ratio, it would be, the pixel size would be 1080 by 1440, so it'd still be HD quality, but just the aspect ratio would be square. Or we can upgrade to 16:9, and the argument for 16:9
is the new hotness.
Yeah, the argument for 16:9 is that it's the new gold standard of cartoons. Everything is upgraded to 16:9. Even when Samurai Jack came back, they upgraded to 16:9 for season 5. SpongeBob upgraded to 16:9, I think, in 2008, 2009, somewhere in there, I think, is when they upgraded. I could be wrong. I don't know the exact year. Just they upgraded way back when. Fairly Odd Parents also upgraded at some point before they canceled, I think, a year ago. But point is, modern cartoons are done in 16:9 aspect ratio. That's the gold standard, and it gives you a wider screen instead of a square screen. So it's 4:3, where it's a small. It keeps in the style of the old show, versus 16:9, where it's a bigger screen and it is more modern. And those are our choices.
Let's go with 16:9.
But I'm gonna have it's a poll because the crew can't decide. We keep having debates and we keep having conversations about it.
No, you're fine. It's just
it's okay.
We're just.
I lean towards 16:9, but I could go either way, honestly.
All right, and I'm making the poll right now.
Where is this poll gonna be?
Twitter, on the Teenage Robot Rebooted Twitter page, because they have a nice and easy Twitter poll that automatically. And I think I'll keep it open for a full 24 hours, because we have time. I think that's the longest. I can actually keep it up for a full week. I can keep it up for a full week. Should we do that? Because I want to get as many people as possible. This isn't like with like
yeah, why not?
This isn't like Abby Green where it was like we wanted an answer in like the next hour. This is something we can get as many people's opinions on.
Yeah, let's probably do that for a week, I think. Let's try it.
And I think
Yeah, a
am
week,
I
a month, a year, who cares?
Yeah, I think I'll do 1 week. And then which aspect ratio would prefer, and then I'll add a so I'm going to tweet that right now. 4 by 30, 14, 40 by 1080, 19, 20 by 30. Yeah, that matches up. And then I'm also going to tweet right next to that. I'm going to like reply in the comment section examples of both. So those who don't know what we're talking about still have an idea of what we're voting on here. Because I have an example that I did way back in the day. Back when we were having a conversation about it on the crew itself. Let's see, I think it was in pre-production? Yes, it was.
Man, it's like 5 years of pre-production, and yet...
Yeah. It's been a while. Okay, so 14.
No production.
Okay. 4 by...
5 years
No.
of production and no episode has been released.
Nope,
How
because
unfortunate.
we've been stuck on scripts for so long, and it's just a hobby.
Yeah, we got only
All right.
scripts and storyboards.
Here we go, and there's the comment that has the examples in the comment section.
Maybe 2020 will be nice. That'll give you guys enough time.
There we go. So we got a poll going there, so everybody be sure to vote on that. And then yeah, so we're gonna wrap up here. So see you guys on the public Discord and such, and yeah, thank you guys for coming. Next live stream should be, if no time discrepancies like screw us up, which should be on September 29th is the next public live stream. So
And you'll be back in Chicago by then, so you'll
yeah,
have Photoshop.
I'm going back to Chicago this weekend, so I'll be long settled in by then. So yeah, see you
And
guys.
hopefully we'll also get the screen share thing.
Yeah, we'll
well.
probably get that done as well. All right, see you guys.
See ya!
Bye.
See ya.
Bye bye.